Welcome to the Geeks the Multiverse channel. Before we get into this month's podcast, let's take a look at what's been happening on the channel lately.
In December, Brandon made a video essay exploring Marvel's Multiverse saga and its ultimate mistake, a concern that grows more and more as we get closer to the next Avengers films.
One could argue that us constantly revisiting the same alternate universe doubles down on a lot of people's main issue with the Multiverse saga, its lack of wacky variation. But if people are already saying this, then fuck it. Double down. With the release of DC's Creature Commandos, we were left with lots of questions about what's next for its characters. Luckily, Will had this covered in a very handy video.
Weasel, Dr. Phosphorus, and a now rebuilt and upgraded GI Robot are now joined by Nosferatu, Khalees, and former Suicide Squad member King Shark.
Bird.
Most recently, Will also found himself playing through some Pokemon Ranger Shadow of Almia, having fun revisiting some childhood memories.
Man, I love the early, or the 2000s Pokemon music in all of the games. It's so good. And coming up soon on the channel, Brandon will be looking into the future of the Flash in the DCU, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But as of right now, we'll finish up the shameless plugging and let you get back to this brand new episode.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks the Multiverse podcast. I'm Brandon, and as always, I'm joined by Will.
Hi guys.
This episode will be our April 2025 recap, where we'll be discussing some of the news from the last month. So join us as we talk about some breaking news just before we started the podcast. Sgt Rock has been scrapped at DC Studios. Then we're going to be talking about the Star Wars Celebration news that came out this month. Then our new segment, Quickfire News. Bang, bang, bang. Like that?
Ow.
Yeah, we got sound effects now.
We are rich.
We're moving up in the world. Next, we'll be talking about the Fantastic Four trailer, the official main trailer that they released, and then wrapping up with some Superman Day footage, recap, whatever. It is very warm in the UK right now. I'm baking. I'm sat in the corner of my room.
I know, man.
On a stool.
I was out walking
over.
earlier, and I was like, it doesn't feel too hot in my room, and I went outside, and then it was awful.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's lovely outside. Like, it's really nice weather. I'm not complaining, but who records a podcast in 25-degree heat? Anyway, let's get started with the news of the month. So Sgt Rock, literally just as of a few minutes ago, like if we started the podcast a little sooner, we wouldn't be talking about it. Sgt Rock has been cancelled officially. Variety, Deadline, The Wrap, they're all talking about it. It has been scrapped at DC Studios. Apparently the script was already written and being prioritized, but the issue came down to scheduling. So the film, which would require a lot of exterior shoots, needed to start production this summer, and it wasn't going to make that date. It's an interesting reason. I would personally delay the film, not scrap it, but cool.
I mean,
okay.
They could go back to it at some point.
Yeah, it's one of those films where it would have been a period piece. It would have been in the past. Like, we can go back to this film at any given point. Like, it's not super load bearing on the DC universe as a whole, I wouldn't imagine. But I find that crazy that, like, they had Luca Guadagnino, like, he was set to do it.
Like, if it was gonna happen, they'd have been, like, filming it really soon, and to be honest, they still didn't have anyone attached to it. Like, it'd be a very last minute thing. Well, is it Colin was the last guy? Like, a couple of months ago?
Colin was the last guy. Jeremy Allen White was rumored, but that was fake, apparently.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig, they came out and said that was fake news, even though that seemed pretty solid.
Pretty sure he said it. I don't know if he said it himself, but yeah. I mean,
so yeah, this has kind of been one of those where, like, there's been a lot of names thrown about. Who knows as to the validity of any of them? But yeah, man, that's crazy. I was kind of looking forward to that film.
I believe they cast a couple of, like, the background, like, background actors for it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which ones that I read. I think it was, like, the French Resistance people or something or other that they had.
Okay.
Well, actually, never mind. They had cast Colin Farrell already.
Oh. Oh yeah.
And Mike
Yeah, that was official. We talked about it last month.
Feist. I don't know how to say his name, but it was in pre-production, and now they've cancelled it. And it was not a budget issue because it's pretty, wasn't a big expensive, like over the top expensive $200 million film. I think it was under 100 million was the number being put out there.
Yeah. See, this is a shame because I want DC to obviously have their big budget Superman, Supergirl, all that sort of stuff. But I like the idea of them throwing in like I don't know what the budget was, but like a $40 million budget Clayface movie, or a $30 million budget fucking Sgt Rock, whatever, you know what I mean? Like just throw in some smaller budgeted films in there.
I think what they need to do is start off with some of the bigger hitters, because starting off like with these smaller films, like obviously the budget's smaller, but in terms of like garnering interest to everything, I think they need to start with Superman, which they're doing, but they need to get Wonder Woman, Batman, stuff like that out there before they can really delve into a lot of these smaller character movies, because where is the interest? Like the DC brand is like, it's absolutely tanked at the moment. Or, for the last 10 years, like the faith in the DC brand and the DC movies is all gone, pretty much, from the general public. You can see it in the box office. You can see it in just the general interest.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. They need to build up faith. I mean, Star Wars are in a similar position. So, in moving on to that, they've announced a bunch of stuff at Star Wars Celebration this year. It was in Japan, I believe. They announced a Star Wars Starfighter film, which is like a standalone film that takes place 5 years after the events of Episode 9, as opposed to every single project taking place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So that's a nice, refreshing. It's a nice, refreshing portion of time. It's an unexplored portion of time, I guess.
It's not between Episode 3 and 4 for the 100th project. Yeah. That's the Ryan Gosling one, right?
That I think it is. Yeah. So it's what's his name?
Levy?
Sean Levy directed.
Levy.
And then they've got Ryan Gosling. I'd imagine. Well, we were talking about this a couple of months ago, weren't we? And I said that they'd surely get him in to play like a Han Solo type. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
He doesn't drive in this one. He flies.
They're going to call the movie Fly.
I fly.
They fly now? I mean, sure, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I think we need to... Actually, I don't know what we need to do with Star Wars, because, maybe we need to get it back in cinemas, but then equally, maybe we just need to take a fucking break, which won't happen, but maybe take a break for 10 years.
Yeah, that always works. That literally works for everything. Give it a break.
Yeah.
It's what Marvel should have done after Endgame, I think. At least for a little bit. Maybe not.
Just for 2 years.
Yeah, I think between 2 and 5, give it a bit of a rest. You don't need to keep going out there with all this stuff.
No, I mean, it's nice. I like that they're building towards stuff. I like that there's actually a plan. Like Filoni seems like he has a plan with a lot of the sort of in between episode 6 and 7 type stuff, the Heirs to the Empire type stuff. That's cool. But it's just kind of I think Star Wars would have benefited, perhaps not now because the ball seems to be rolling, but Star Wars definitely would have benefited from a cheeky little break, because Star Wars, I feel like no one hates Star Wars right now more than Star Wars fans, because there's just so much of it.
That's true. Even I haven't watched the last couple seasons of The Mandalorian. I think. Wait, I might have seen the third one. I can't remember. I can't remember.
That was the last one.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
So you won't be clued up for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Which is
not really.
No, May next year.
I don't know. I think all of this stuff is just burning out. There's too much stuff. There's too much output, and I can see why businesses do this. Because they want people you look here as Star Wars, you look there as Marvel. There's all this stuff going on.
Oh yeah, it's your cash cows.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you're getting wrapped up in it all. You can go watch this show, and then there's this movie, and it's everywhere, right? And that's how they make gazillions of dollars. But
Mm.
I think creatively, at least, they are like absolutely burning it out, and people are stopping watching. Obviously, until it gets to a really bad point, they won't act on anything like across any of their brands, like Disney.
Well, this is the thing. I think. I mean, I don't know. Has Marvel gotten to a really bad point?
No,
I feel like
they're
Marvel
nearly.
TV did. I
Yeah.
think, and that's why they switched it up, and they're doing a lot better now. Where they're trying to actually treat TV like TV. They're
Mhm.
getting showrunners in for stuff. They're doing multi-season arcs. Cool. Like it seems like they're learning their lesson. But like you say, I think it's one of those where it won't take full effect until it's too late.
Yeah, like, they announced the new Avengers film and everyone's fucking excited about that. But then you've got, that's going to make them a lot of money. But then you've got, like, what was it? Captain America 4 that didn't make a lot of money. Or a few of the other films that they've done over the last few years that have absolutely... What was
tanked.
it? Yeah, what was it? Was it one last year that literally made like $200 million? I can't remember what it was.
Was that the Marvels?
It might have been the Marvels.
It was the Marvels.
It was the Marvels, or there was one after that.
Ant-Man was the year before. The Marvels was last
it was.
year.
Yeah, it wasn't Ant-Man. It might have been the Marvels.
I think it was, yeah. But yeah, focusing back in on some Star Wars news.
Yeah, it was the Marvels. Sorry, I just checked. Yeah, it made $206 million, which is really bad compared to the original. Really bad.
Oh, awful. Absolutely awful money. But this is what happens when you budget your films at $400 million.
Yeah,
don't do that.
And especially like they expected it to be big.
No one needs to be spending this kind of money. Yeah, like don't give your movies $250 to $400 million budgets. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't get it. And hopefully Star Wars doesn't make that same mistake. I mean, who knows? Then they shot the fucking entirety of The Mandalorian and Grogu probably on a soundstage without Pedro Pascal even showing up.
Yeah, he probably like 2 days. Well, so apparently they're also working on like maybe episodes 10, 11, and 12, which obviously those probably will be big budget because it's got the big episode like title, like it's the mainstream Star Wars, and they will expect people to show up for that.
And I'm sure they will, because it's like it's a mainline Star Wars. Like, people have been showing up for that. They didn't show up for like your Solos or your Rogue Ones necessarily, but your episodic sort of Star Wars films.
Yeah, even the Rise of Skywalker made like $1 billion, and that was awful. So
pure ass, yeah. And yeah, so those are separate from the Taika film, the James Mangold film, and the, I don't even know, Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. I'm so sorry. If you're watching, which you are,
of course,
I'm sorry. They're doing a Rey focused sequel.
Yeah, it's some like Jedi thing. I can't remember. It's like Jedi Council stuff.
Just 2 hours of politics.
Yeah, that's what we need. Trade politics.
Yeah. I mean, all of that is swell and all, but I mean, the one thing I'm really, really jonesing for and really excited about is the Maul, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord animated series that's coming out. It's going to be focusing on how he builds up his criminal empire after the events of the Clone Wars and leading up until the whole Crimson Dawn thing in Solo, the him coming back and in Rebels and all that sort of stuff. Spoilers for this, for like 10-year-old.
Yeah, it's like a decade old now.
But yeah, I mean, Maul has become a real fan favorite character. For some dude who got sliced in half in episode 1, he's come back and that caused an absolute ruckus.
Well, I remember when Solo came out and he like showed up in that, and I thought, oh, they're gonna make a Darth Maul movie, and just absolutely nothing happened. He just kind of disappeared again for a bit.
Yeah, I feel like they fumbled there a little bit. Like, they set up this like whole Crimson Dawn arc event, whatever the fuck.
Was he in Mandalorian, or am I remembering wrong?
Oh, he's long dead by then.
Ah, yeah. What do I remember him? He was in something. What was he in?
Mate, you've not had Disney Plus for like 2 years, so I don't know.
He's there somewhere.
But yeah, so Sam Witwer is returning as more. I'd imagine not just to voice him, but he probably has a lot of creative input as well because the guy knows his Star Wars. Like he's very passionate, and he had a lot of input with his character in Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff like that. So, and I remember I heard him talking about like, why didn't he betray Palpatine, all that sort of stuff. Like, and then I think there's going to be rumors that he's getting a Padawan in an apprentice of his own and in the show. And yeah, I mean, it's all exciting stuff. I like the character. I'm more than happy to see. I'm more than happy to see. Yeah, to see more of him. To see more of him. But yeah. So I think that was more or less everything big that came out of Star Wars Celebration this year. Nothing earth-shattering, just a lot of confirmation of news that we already knew. But yeah, so now on to our bang, 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 quick fire news round. Ryan Reynolds.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. Sorry, the news was too quick.
Yep.
Ryan Reynolds is writing a new Deadpool project that he claims is an ensemble. Whether that means, I mean, all the Deadpool projects have been ensembles, really.
Really, yeah.
But I guess this one is maybe a team, like an X-Force situation, maybe.
By writing, he means he's dragging the script out of his recycle bin from like 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, very true. I mean, it could be based off the I don't know what they even called themselves, like the rejects or whatever the fuck they were in the void, maybe, or maybe it's X-Force, maybe it's his mates from the first couple of films. I don't know. I'd imagine he's going to drag Hugh out of retirement again for it.
Again.
And they're going to call it Deadpool and Wolverine and Dopender and Colossus and the Blob and Big Wheel, the movie.
Yep, the movie.
And it will be the greatest cinematic experience of our generation. Yeah, thoughts on that, real quick?
I heard they're actually calling it Deadpool and Glupshitto.
Nice.
And it's going to have a budget of $400 million, and it's going to be shot entirely on blue screens. We're not going green screens. We're just doing blue screens this time.
Okay, no volume this time. Okay.
No,
nice.
They crashed a bike into it. I mean, Big Wheel crashed his wheel into it, so they broke it.
Oh, that was bound to happen. So yeah, that's happening. Whether it actually comes to fruition or not, who knows? But Deadpool is a money-making brand, so it depends. We'll see when people get sick of him. Speaking of Marvel projects, Doomsday has officially started shooting. We've seen some behind the scenes stuff of like some sets that they built. Maybe the expansion is being rumored to be like destroyed again. Also, Marvel Studios will reportedly introduce new sort of one-time heroes and villains in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I'm guessing just to sort of pack out the numbers of the multiversal cameos. I'm so down for this. Like, just get random ass characters like Atlas or something and just throw them in there. Characters that you're not going to see again, and characters that you wouldn't have seen anyway, probably. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I quite like that. Get some rogue characters in there.
As long as they're there in like a meaningful way and not literally to be like, oh my god, it's that guy. I see him in the background.
Yeah, because like, let's be honest. Like, if you're pulling out some rogue fucking comic book characters, then like it's going to be a minority of people that are going to be pointing at the screen going, oh my god, it's
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. Like, let's fucking lose our shit about that. So yeah, I mean, one can only hope that film or those films will turn out good, much like the Thunderbolts is looking to be. Some early reviews are coming out. It comes out in theaters tomorrow, in the UK at least, anyway. And I think day after.
Will that be today, or it depends when this is releasing tomorrow for us.
When do we release these? Is it the last day of the month or the first
day? So it'll be today.
It'll be today.
It'll be today, or yesterday, or a year ago from whenever you somehow watch this.
Yes, it will be whenever you want, because you're the master of your destiny.
Watch it now on Disney Plus.
That's a plug. They're paying us.
They're not.
They're not. No. We're paying them a substantial amount of money, or at least I am.
I'm
Anyway.
not.
I'm paying them money I don't have. I'm paying them in student loans. But yeah, Thunderbolts is looking to be a very successful project. They've got a smaller budget, did a lot of stuff practically, a lot of stunts. It's got a kind of an A24 vibe is what they're going for, especially with the marketing. And from what we're hearing, it's really fucking good. And I'm so glad because it looks good. I was so skeptical when they announced the film. Well, not when they announced the film, but when they announced the lineup and I started to see it come together and I was like, this is okay. But I'm really, really excited for it. Maybe expect a review from me, maybe not. Who knows? It's busy times.
Busy.
But yeah, so there's that. And then also the last bit of news. No, there's not. There's so much more news in this quickfire news. There was a little Green Arrow mishap. So Garrett Dillahunt, who plays, well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
He's
Green Arrow.
playing a man.
He's playing Man in Lanterns, in HBO's Lanterns series coming to us next year. He's supposed to be playing this sort of not skeptic, like what they call him, like conspiracy theorist kind of dude. But then also he posted a picture of him on his story, on his Instagram story of him dressed up as Green Arrow, with like some concept art beforehand, being like the setup and then the shot. And then he came out and said, no, it's not. I mean, James Gunn officially, he came out and said, no, he's not playing Green Arrow. And then he made a separate post being like, guys, I'm not playing Green Arrow. That would be sick. I'm a huge nerd, but I'm not. But then also, since he's gone on to post more Green Arrow related stuff on his Instagram story, so who knows what's up with that. He is 60 years old, so it would match Hal Jordan's age, because they are really good mates in the comics, so it wouldn't be totally out of pocket casting. But I mean, he's not got like blonde hair or anything. He's not got a goatee. He's got a beard, but yeah, who knows? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm hoping for someone maybe in their 40s. That would be nice, like a mid 40s kind of actor age. That way you can still keep them around for a bit. You can still get them to do a lot of the stunts. But then equally, you can still have it so that, like, if Hal Jordan's actor is 60, but he's playing mid 50s, then 10 year age gap between friends is not unreasonable. Moving on to the federal judge on Thursday rejected Shuster's nephew and estate from reclaiming foreign copyrights and blocking Superman's release. They try this every time they make a new Superman movie, and it never gets approved. These are, these are one of those things that just kind of happens, and it gets tried all the time. And I wasn't surprised when it got denied. Were you?
No. They've tried, like you said, they've tried this a few times. I think they tried it with Man of Steel and maybe Justice League 2017. So it never worked.
Yeah.
It never worked.
No.
So if you haven't seen as well, over the last week there was the remastered Oblivion game came out, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and that was shadow dropped, and that's a cool game. And I think once a lot of the issues get ironed out, it's good. So if you like that kind of stuff, go play it, go buy it, or play it on Game Pass.
And I have nothing to say because I don't even know what that is.
Hashtag not ad.
Hashtag unaware. Hashtag does he know? No, he doesn't. And then finishing up our quickfire news, The Smashing Machine, A24's new film starring Dwayne the Pebble Johnson. They just got a trailer. It looks really fucking good. It's about him playing a UFC fighter, and he's got hair in it and prosthetics.
He's got hair.
It looks like he's got hair. That's the selling point. They're like,
The Rock
come see this
with
film.
hair.
The film is just called Smashing Machine. He's got hair.
The Rock with hair. The movie.
It looks really good. The Rock looks like he gives a shit about the performance he's giving, which is so nice. And it's also, I'd imagine, it's one of those where the script is allowing him to do so. You know, the filmmaking is allowing him to actually do something, as opposed to
generic action hero.
Probably what's written to every script of his, that it's like, okay, then he does the smolder, and then he says something cool, and then he jumps off the cliff, and he grabs the girl, and he swings off the vine, and then he puts the fire out with his penis, and it's like, what?
He's in the jungle. Somehow he's going to end up in the jungle in this film. You watch. Somehow.
Oh, 100%. He's going to end up in a tan vest.
Tan vest in the jungle. That's how the film ends. It's just black screen and he's in the jungle.
Such a Dwayne Johnson biopic.
It sets up the sequel. Into his first UFC in the jungle. Rumble in the jungle.
Rumble in the jungle. The Smashing Machine 2. Rumble in the jungle.
With Dwayne Johnson as Dwayne Johnson in the jungle.
He's got hair now. Actually, no. Actually, I think
he does go bald at the end.
He loses his hair.
He does lose his hair.
Fuck. But yeah, that wraps up Quickfire News. Moving on to the Fantastic Four trailer. Did you watch it?
I did watch it about an hour and a half ago.
Lovely. I love your commitment.
Yeah.
I think this film looks fucking amazing. I'm so excited for this film. I am so excited for this film. I hope it makes bank. I hope this and Superman absolutely destroy the 17th dinosaur film.
Dinosaurs.
It won't, but
in the jungle with Dwayne Johnson.
The dinosaurs have got hair now.
How has he not been in a dinosaur movie yet? How is this? Surely he has.
He did a Rampage film. It wasn't dinosaurs per se, but I swear there was like a bit of a lizard tiger thing in it. How has he not been in one of these?
He seems like the perfect guy that they try and cast. He was in Journey 2, The Mysterious Island with dinosaurs.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, fair enough.
And giant bees.
Huh?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh. Should I watch it?
No.
Do you want to watch it?
No.
Should the viewers watch it?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my god. That's not what I expected. Yeah. Dinosaurs in that film.
Yeah.
Or lizards. I don't know. Same thing.
Or lizards.
Maybe. They look similar.
So yeah, the Fantastic Four. It looks to be taking a lot of inspiration. I did watch a Nando V Movies, whatever his second channel is called, video on it, where he talked about how it's taking a lot of inspiration from Fantastic Four life story, which I have read, and it's a very good comic that I highly recommend. And I absolutely see what he means. Like, so in that comic, it's one of Marvel's life story comics. I think they only made like two, one for Spider-Man, one for Fantastic Four, where they basically go from like the 60s where the characters were created, and then they show like the span of their lives, and like they pull from other Marvel comics storylines and crossovers.
I see.
And they do it in chronological time. Like Peter Parker is like fucking 60 doing Civil War or something like that.
Jesus.
Like, it's one of those. So it's a really great comic. I highly recommend it. But in that comic, when they go up to space and into the negative zone, Reed's consciousness links with Galactus, and he keeps getting these visions and these dreams and these nightmares, waking up in a cold sweat, being like, "Fuck, Galactus! This fucking creature from space, like Galactus is coming! Like this thing keeps haunting me." And then the Silver Surfer. So here's the thing, and then Silver Surfer comes down to Earth and is like, "Oh, by the way, you guys have got like 10 years. I can't remember the exact amount of time. It's been a while since I've read it. But you guys have got like X amount of time. I think it's like 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, 50 years, whatever the fuck, until Galactus comes to consume your planet. Like, prepare yourselves."
So do you think that's exactly what they're going to do in the film? It's going to be like, you guys got 10 years, and then the film is going to build up over the next, like, you know, it's going to show them over the next 10 years, like, each different part, and then it ramps up to the end where then 10 years and things are happening.
No, I think it's going to be maybe like a year or something. I think they're going to really shrink down the time space, maybe even less than that.
You have
And just
3
give them like a
weeks.
couple, something like that, where it's like it's the ticking clock of like, okay, and then you can see in the IMAX trailer, you can see an actual countdown clock. So I think they're doing this whole ticking time bomb sort of situation. Chekhov's Galactus, if you will. And I think that's a really cool way of building tension and and making us give a shit about this universe that we're seeing for the first time and potentially for the last, which I think is it's really cool. And we got to see Julia Garner as Silver Surfer. I'd imagine Shia LaBeouf, which is an alternate Silver Surfer. It's Norrin Radd, the main Silver Surfer's wife. So I'd imagine this might be the last time we see her as the Silver Surfer. If we see the Silver Surfer again, we might get Norrin Radd. Who knows? She looks cool. She looks really fantastic in the role. We got to see a lot more powers being used. Reed. We finally get to see Reed stretch.
Why didn't Reed use his purple crystal energy stretchy powers, huh? Where was that at?
Because he doesn't get that till he comes over to the main timeline, Will.
And then he gets a bracelet that gives him...
Yes, Miss Marvel's going to say, hey, we're related. We have the same ancestors.
We have the same
Take
powers.
my bracelet.
It's like, I'm not even from this universe.
Yeah, it looks fucking sick, man. What do you reckon?
It looks fine.
You're breaking my heart.
It looks fine. I don't have much more to say.
Heart.
I was excited for this film 6 years ago. Now I'm just like, okay, looks nice.
Does it not tickle your pickle a little bit, though, that it is so kind of visually different? It's not the main timeline. It's just like...
No,
it's
not really.
doing something.
Like, I maybe 2 years ago it would have, but now I'm like checked out.
I think you're just so burnt out on Marvel.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think a lot of people are in the same boat.
Like, maybe if it's like really, really, really good, I'll be like, okay, cool. But I'm just waiting for Superman.
I mean, I was talking to a mate of ours from school, Harry, and like he's been very burnt out with Marvel for like years now. But he looks gassed about Fantastic.
I mean, I don't think it looks bad, but I'm not going out of my way. I'm like, yeah, Fantastic Four. I think it looks cool. It looks alright.
I like that they're celebrities. Like, I like that they're celebrated, and it's like this.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's good things in there. It looks like there's a lot of good things in there. But I'm just like not that bothered about what Marvel are doing at the moment, and I haven't been for like 2 years.
What was the last thing you watched?
When did it wasn't Moon Knight? Let me have a look. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'll be able to tell you. MCU release order, movies and shows. I can tell you. I have to watch it chronological order. She-Hulk.
Oh, which I like.
Oh no! I skipped a few things. I've seen Loki season 2.
Did you?
I skipped a few things, and then I got to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch that one. I skipped quite a few things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 things.
Okay. Fair enough.
Or no, 7 things. Oh no, never mind. I watched the Guardians Holiday Special. That also happened.
And Volume 3.
Maybe.
I thought you loved the Guardian films.
I do, but again, man, it's still Marvel. I've never found the time where I'm itching to watch anything like that at the moment.
Wow.
I will watch it at some point, but at the moment I'm watching other stuff. So
fair enough. Like Superman,
yeah.
which got some new footage released for Superman Day. With people were like, "Oh, we're gonna get a trailer. We're gonna get a trailer." No, James Gunn said that the next trailer is like a little ways off.
He's itching to show it, apparently, but yeah.
Yes. Apparently, it's looking good and it's taking shape. But he's excited, but it's not coming anytime soon. But he did give us a little behind the scenes, a few minutes. I don't even know how long it was, like 2 to 5. I can't remember. Of like little behind the scenes stuff. We got to see a lot of new looks at characters and locations and whatevers. We got our best look yet at Metamorpho, who looks fucking so good. The practical effects on him, so good.
Yeah.
We got to see new looks at Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific a little bit.
There was a new picture of that came out today, actually.
I saw, yes.
He looks terrific.
Say that again. We got to see some new look at Lex Luthor, who looks to be standing next to potentially a White Martian, maybe?
Yeah,
looks like a White Martian.
Yeah, it
Or
was in the
maybe it's like-
background. I mean, there's a group of
Or
people
maybe it's
with
like
him.
some weird state of Metamorpho. I don't even know.
Ooh, that's a shout. I mean, it could be. I mean, apparently the film is going to be like split up into like shorter stories in the film. It's not going to be like one big long, one big movie. It's more
Okay, like a couple
more
of
like
little mini
anthology, yeah. But it's all like serving towards the end of the film. But like, it's not all one, continuous, one long continuous story. It's like mini stories into a big movie.
Like several issues of a comic that lead to
Yeah.
a run. Yeah. Okay,
So
nice.
it jumps around a bit, and I'm sure it's gonna hop around the DC universe quite a lot. You've got stuff like this. There's a look at. I'm guessing there's like the picture of like the mech suit and like a weird portal thing. I'm guessing that is Lex Luthor's like mech suit. The typical.
Either that or it's the Hammer of Baravia.
Yeah.
Because that looks like the shape of the thing that was on that newspaper that we were speculating about a couple of months back, where it was like it looks like a mech suit.
Yeah.
Type of deal. People are like, is it Gorilla Grodd?
I remember
like
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as well, at the same time, you see Marvel do it a lot. You see DC do it a lot, where they sort of combine like a character and it's actually a different character, but it's using that name, or so it could equally be Lex Luthor in the suit, and they don't know it's him, so that's what they've called him, and he's just trying to cause a ruckus for Superman.
Yeah,
because
we saw some other Lex Corp like
soldier people,
bots, like soldiers, I guess, like in their green and purple, which is cool. Like they've got the comic accurate sort of color scheme. With the engineer and whoever that mysterious Ultraman figure is, I guarantee you it's David Cornsweat. I think they're doing like a Bizarro kind of deal, which would be sick. I mean, because like Bizarro most often like doesn't start off as like all backward speaking and kind of like he breaks until he gets to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's how it was in the Superman animated series.
I think it's probably going to be a very like meta commentary. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not, because sometimes these things don't work out like that, and they try and be too clever with it. But it's going to be like, the evil Superman thing. But he's not actually. Yeah, that whole thing that they keep trying to push the evil Superman thing in different avenues, and I'm assuming that's going to be talking about that.
Yeah, like this time it's Lex Luthor pushing that narrative.
Yeah. And
it's like, no, this is fucking Superman. This guy who wears underpants on the outside of his like this good guy, this pure soul. Like this is what he is, which is nice. It's nice to use that.
You know what my favorite part of all of this was?
What's that?
It was seeing the robot guys and seeing that they're like practical.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
There were people on Twitter who were like, look at the CGI, it's so bad at the robots, look at them. And it turns out they were actually, real things that they've made. And B, because he's a cool robot man in real life.
Hell yeah.
He looks so cool.
It's so sick. Like,
it's probably part CGI, they probably can't,
Oh yeah,
they
can't
do all of that
shots and movements and whatever,
They can't do all that stuff. But
it's nice to see that they're, yeah. I mean, I'm really fucking excited. Like this film is shaping up to be something really special, like an event. I think it's the return of Superman. Let's be honest. Like he's been, whether you liked Cavill or not, yeah, I think even people who liked Cavill know that he's been done dirty, and his portrayal of Superman has been massively underserved in the DCEU. Like, if not for Tyler Hoechlin over the last few years, we would have had no Superman.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, go watch Superman and Lois if you haven't already. I highly recommend. It is chef's kiss. If you're looking for a Superman that's like a bit more into his career and and has a family and all that sort of stuff, yeah, it's very sick. But yeah, I mean, this, from what we've seen so far, the trailer, the scene that they showed with Crypto, the behind the scenes Superman Day footage, like, I think it all looks sick.
Yeah. This is the one film. Not the dinosaur film, not the Fantastic Four. This is the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
And hopefully it kicks off the DCU right, and then we get plenty more to come. But yeah, I think that, unless you've got anything more to say, I think that about wraps up our podcast.
Yeah, I'm just excited for Superman. That's all.
Like, yeah, go see it. Actually, spend your money on the tickets. Go support what you want to support. If you want to see Superman succeed, go watch Superman. Don't bitch about it and then not bother. So yeah, that was our April. What is that, our month? Is that the month we're in right now?
It's April,
right?
Yeah.
That's our April 2025 recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of shorter of an episode. We're trialing this sort of new, quicker paced format, so we don't have hour-long episodes that no one really wants to listen to at this point in our channel's career, if you will. But we are very close to 400 subscribers, so if you have stuck around, please, and if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. We would massively appreciate it. Turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. Plenty more of exciting things coming your way very, very soon. But until then, I've been Brandon.
I have been Will.
And we'll catch you in the next one.